I want to get into this app that you built. Tell me what you built and what inspired you to build it.
Yeah. So it's a clipping, scheduling, and captioning tool all in one. And why I built this was before I started building any startups at all, I want first to take back like a step back and be like, okay, what's gonna be relevant in the next like 2 years, like 6 months to 2 years? Because the one thing I see in the startup community is people build 10 apps and they just like quote unquote throw crap on the wall and just see whatever sticks. They don't like actually take time to diagnose, research, and actually see like, hey, let me build one legit complex software that can just go scale. So I'm like, okay, Clippers is gonna be the future of marketing. Everybody's gonna need clippers. And the one thing I noticed that other clipping companies don't do is tailoring for agents, because the future is agentic systems, pipelines, workflows. So I'm like, okay, what if I just build out like a prototype MVP stage of like just a normal clipping tool, see if people actually want it, and then based on what people say, then I'll start building out the agentic tool, the scheduling, the captioning. So that's how I got into it. And now we have a couple hundred paying users now. We've generated, I think, over like 10,000 plus clips. And like so far, the growth has been pretty steady.
So what is your MRR? What is your lifetime revenue? Let's talk numbers, but both like how long ago did you found it? And what are your numbers today?
Yeah. So in the last 30 days, I made $5,000. So in the last 30 days, I made 5K as like no coding experience, nothing at all. I started building in October. I got into Lovable. I don't know what I was doing. I was like cursing at the AI. I was telling it, you're not building me the right page. You're not doing this. And like only then I realized if AI gives you something bad, it's a skill issue, because AI can only act on the amount of context and prompt engineering again.
It's a skill issue with the user, you're saying.
So like once
I prompt
back, like I was the most noobiest vibe coder you probably like ever see. Like I just like asked Lovable to build me something. Lovable like did not build what I wanted, because obviously I didn't tell it enough details. And I would get mad at Lovable. So like that's how I started my vibe coding journey. It was on Lovable. Then I moved to Claude Code. It was like it's a pretty complex software, like taking clips, framing, cropping, sort, like it was like complex software. And I like had so much time to quit. But I started like, when I got into Claude Code, everything started working out, like started picking it up. And the last probably like 2 months, I actually started marketing it organically on Twitter. And it's purely off Twitter so far, which is also like a bad market for like clipping, like in my opinion. Like I could scale way better like, on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, which I started posting now. But yeah, I'm purely on X in the last 2 months when I actually started marketing it. And like the free, like the public beta stage, we made $5,000 in the last like 30 days.
Now, is that 5,000 from like monthly subscriptions or lifetime subscriptions? What do you charge?
Yeah, so I have three paid tiers. So first is like a $9 plan, and then it's a $39 plan, and then it's a $99 plan. So like for each
monthly.
Yeah, monthly recurring revenue. I also figured out the way I can like upsell, like, because like if you're having a software business, like if ideally your churn rate, like a user will go to your software and like if you like it or not, they're gonna leave probably within the first 2 to 3 months, probably 1 to 3 months. They're gonna cancel the subscription and leave your software. So the way I even maximize my revenue even more is for example, when I had like a monthly and yearly plan, and then on top of that, let's say they have they chose a monthly plan, and when they click on the like get monthly plan, a pop-up appears and sells them a quarterly plan. So you want to keep upselling them like better deals, maximizing how much revenue you can take from your from the user, because from like 1 to 3 months they're gonna leave you, and then after like they pick their plan, then you take them to a custom checkout page where you upsell them additional free credits now. So like it's like a one-time purchase for like a bunch of more credits, and it's like a really good value deal for the user. When I did that, I like saw like my revenue kind of like spike up on one day. I think like one day I made like $900 just like in one day after I made like the upselling perks and features. And
wow. Now, and you're just promoting this on Twitter. You're starting to do short form video, but mostly just Twitter, right?
Yeah, purely Twitter.
Okay. And how technical is your background? Like, did you know how to code, or is like vibe coding your first coding experience?
I don't know anything about coding, nothing about tech, nothing at all. Like I kind of just learned along the way. I'm like basically like your grandma. I'm not even joking. I don't know anything about like coding experience. I'm basically your grandma that got into like tech, and that's over time I just like learned like, and now I know like the basics of it probably, but I still cannot write you a single line of code.
Why did you start with Lovable? And would you recommend that people start with it? I know you have a more complex app. Most people are probably doing more simple things, but what's your recommendation there?
Honestly, like looking back now, I would not recommend Lovable at all. First, like in my opinion, it's too expensive. And also the designs and UI gives you, it's like, it looks like vibe coded slop. So like in the AI space, like there's a thing called like, they can tell if your website is vibe coded or if it's not. It's called AI slop, which just means like your website is like garbage and it's obviously made by AI. And Lovable did like a horrible job on the designs, way too expensive. Like I said, like I spent like $500 worth of monthly credits in the span of 4 days. Maybe that's just a me problem, but I just burned through so much credits. So like if you're just beginning into vibe coding, the terminal looks very complex, but basically all you need to know is like you need a backend server, so like Supabase to like store all your data. You need Vercel to like, for example, you have a domain, you need to host the domain on the server. So you need Vercel for that. And then for your front end, that's like your front end code. So you just like open up Claude Code in the terminal, and you just literally talk with Claude Code. It makes the local files for you. You push it onto GitHub. GitHub is literally like a Google Drive for your code. And it's basically all you need to like build a startup, a software. It's just like those 4 things. And it's like, it seems complex at first, but like, it's not really like, it's pretty easy if you get into it. So like, you can skip all like the Replits of the world, the Lovables of the world. You can just kind of like skip all that and go straight into Claude Code.
Okay. So Supabase for the database, Vercel for the hosting, GitHub for hosting your code, the terminal app on your computer for actually making the code. What is the AI tool that you're using to actually like vibe code it? Is it Claude Code?
Yeah, I'm using Claude Code. And also, for example, like I'm using Claude Code Max subscription. So I'm paying $200 a month. And also for you guys that do not know, I just realized this. So when I first got Claude Code, if you buy it on the mobile app, it's $250. I don't know why. But then if you buy it in the web app, it's $200. So make sure to buy it on the web app. So yeah, I use Claude Code.
Oh, yeah.
And also, whenever my Claude Code subscription runs out, I have a second Codex plan. Codex is basically OpenAI's coding engine. Like how there's Claude Code for coding, and then there's OpenAI ChatGPT, and then there's Codex for coding.
Yeah. It's $250 on mobile app because they have to give like 20% to Apple.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Apple takes a chunk out of that.
Have you been a clipper in the past? Like what got you into this world?
Yeah. So basically when I started doing this, like a bunch of people started reaching out to me from like the clipping space, like well-known names, like, do you have clipping experience? Like I never clipped. I was never a clipper. I never did anything of that before I started building software, like at all. I literally just like researched. I'm like, okay, I want to build the actual legit software that it's going to be viable and can actually scale in the future. The future is going to be short form content. The future is going to be clipping. Everyone's going to need like that. So why not me, instead of building a simple like walking app or calorie tracking app or like some simple iOS apps, what if I just build a legit complex, like almost like, it's not an enterprise like software, but like a legit software web application that like I can just scale and will actually be like viable and like it's going to be like relevant in the future.
So you saw clipping as a tidal wave and you said, I'm going to hop on this tidal wave. I'll have an easier chance of success.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. This is here to stay.
So you might not know this, but this isn't my real channel. My full channel is linked below or right here. Go check that out for full episodes.